Yep, MrBeast's YouTube Rewind 2020 has finally dropped after months of anticipation for how this might turn out. He has gotten tons of feedback, so this video came out as a very old school style. It really involved the key moments of 2020, both bad and good. And in my opinion, I think this MrBeast YouTube Rewind 2020 is one of the best YouTube Rewinds that there has ever been made. That is a bold claim, so we have to break this down and talk about it a little bit. The key moments that I think meant the most in this YouTube Rewind. The thing about MrBeast is that, of course, he is one of the most OG creators that there has ever been. He has been here from the beginning of the early days in YouTube and how people can make YouTube creator careers out of this, platform. So he knew to ask the creators first. In order to maintain a good storyline for this, he was like, hey, what do you think is the best or worst thing that happened in 2020? Instead of making it a big commercial type of video that YouTube has made the mistake in the past of using. So MrBeast literally said, yeah, I don't think anything is much worse as for 2020 than the 2018 YouTube Rewind. But yeah, he made sure to do this, and I think that it came out really good because he talked about things like COVID-19, Dream becoming a big YouTube creator. Then he also talks about the election, Corp's husband, like these major contrasts of creators that are doing really good for the community because people are really in tune with this. As for Kobe Bryant, that was a big event in 2020, and MrBeast knew how to cover all of this. And he was smart enough to give more airtime to these really positive things than the negativity, but still showing the efforts of, yeah, we acknowledge that this has happened. And the thing about YouTube Rewind as well is it's supposed to involve these genuine moments, right, of the community and how things happen, the trends that people are involved in. So it wouldn't really be a rewind if MrBeast didn't involve all of these great things, but in contrast to these really negative things that have happened, because it needs to feel authentic, and we need that vibe of, yeah, a creator made this video, and a creator is a human being who also acknowledges that all of this has happened. So in parts of this YouTube Rewind, MrBeast actually acknowledges like Minecraft and Among Us. These video games were major trends in the YouTube world this year, especially amongst the biggest creators. Like, a lot of people are not gaming creators, but a lot of people also made things around these trends, and it's just things that are bringing people together. That is kind of what the whole message of the YouTube Rewind has been about all this time. So then he also goes into contrast of, well, yeah, let's pay tribute to all of these past people, and that includes Kobe. And I think that made a really surreal moment, a really heartfelt moment for it. Like, let's take a break from all of this positivity, and let's take a brief moment for these people as well. So one of the things that I really dig about this video as a filmmaker is the pacing of it. I think he did a really good job of creating a pace that is really dynamic in terms of it keeps you going throughout the story, but even if it gets a little slower and we take a brief moment to kind of take in this moment of footage and these past moments that we may have rushed off or forgotten about briefly, he brings them back into the limelight, and he's like, yeah guys, we need to do this for these people because they're part of the community and part of YouTube Rewind as a whole for what it stands for. So we also see brief moments where it is making fun of the last YouTube Rewind, there's actually a moment with Casey Neistat where he's like, yay, K-pop. And this is a moment that was really cringeworthy in the 2018, I believe, Rewind. So basically, MrBeast creating this YouTube Rewind is kind of like, yeah, YouTube doesn't always do this right, so we are going to use the creators to do this right. Especially since I'm making this video, like, I need to be able to provide this to you guys in the best way that we can see possible. In fact, speaking of like mockery and making fun of past moments, he actually makes fun of Will Smith. So he goes to shoot at, I think it's the exact same spot that Will Smith shot that rewind that is terribly made, and I think it's the 2018 Rewind, and it is just really cringeworthy. I think that his intentions were like, yeah, let's start off right from where we started off last time, where this was terribly made last time, and I will make it much better for you guys. And then he snaps and he gets right into it. And not even yet to bring up the creators that he shouted out in the end of this video. Yes, he has shouted out a creator before, Zealous, who gained 1 million subscribers overnight. But then he goes and shouts out these 3 YouTubers, I believe it is, at the end of a YouTube Rewind that is going to become one of the most viewed and liked videos of this year. MrBeast, one of the biggest YouTube creators, one of the most original, one of the people that gets the community. He understands YouTube like the back of his palm, his hands. What's that saying? So not only does he go through the timeline of 2020 and pick out all of these key moments in what has happened, but he also creates this wholesome environment of kind of a wrap-up, a fulfillment to an end end of a story and a great resolution. These are people that nobody knows yet. They only have a couple of hundred or maybe 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers, and I'm going to give them a shout out. I'm going to put them here and give them a platform to kind of explode off of because I think that they deserve it. So those three YouTubers went from a couple of hundred subscribers or maybe 1,000 or 2,000. Now they each have over 100,000 subscribers. So the things that take away from this video are the beginning, first of all, where he decides to tell a story off of starting off of one of the worst YouTube rewinds that has ever been made. So in that moment, we realize, yeah, MrBeast knows what he's doing. He knows that he has a big platform to carry this YouTube rewind through and make the best of it. And he totally reaps the advantages that he has by making mockery of Will Smith and this heavily commercially scripted YouTube rewind that nobody liked. He takes these key moments of the negativity and positivity and meshes them together in a way that's like, yeah, this year has been difficult. YouTube creators, a bunch of them haven't even been able to make videos. So I'm going to acknowledge that because I know that the creators are the ones doing the work behind the platform, right? At the same time, paying homage to these biggest creators that are making moves on this platform and the past celebrities that have always been pillars in our social media society, even giving credit to himself and the amazing things like donating food and opening food banks that he has done. He acknowledges himself in that because other creators support that movement that he did and they want it to be in this YouTube Rewind 2020. So, MrBeast, Jimmy, if you watch this, I think that this is a perfect rewind, man. It came out really, really good, and I hope that anyone else who watches this video or watches that rewind from this video, I hope you guys enjoyed as well. I hope you have gotten some value from this video or you have enjoyed it. I hope you have a good day or night, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.